We're going to be installing both locations today, so we're going to go ahead and start with location 1, but first we're going to go over the tools. You can start with a 5/32 drill bit, an 1/8" drill bit, a 1/2" chamfer bit, which can be found on tamermx.com on the install kit, Phillips head screwdriver, and then you're going to need some red Loctite, and you're also going to need a power drill. So once you have all those tools lined up, we can go ahead and check the part number. You can go to tamermx.com/chart, and this will bring you right to our fitment chart and everything on what goes on your bike on our product line. So you're going to check on the back here, make sure the part number is okay, make sure you got the right product. We can go ahead and start with location 1 of the foreguard bracket installation, and we'll move on to location 2 a little later. So we're going to go ahead and check just to make sure that it fits our bike. Go ahead and open it up, pull everything out. Included in this, you're going to want to check the part number. It's engraved right here on the back. You machine everyone like that, just to make sure that it is the right part with the right packaging. Included in this packaging is going to be your bracket, your 20mm new foreguard bolt that you will use, and then a screw. So make sure you have all 3 of those items. You're going to want to place the foreguard bracket on. I already had this one drilled, but I'll be able to show you the process still. So you want to make sure that it's flat on the foreguard. You don't want to have it off of it at an angle or off to the other side, because it is a rounded foreguard, so you want to make sure that that top part is completely flat on the foreguard, just to make sure that it fits properly. You're going to want to take your 1/8" drill bit, and you're going to just drill directly through the hole. Once you have that done, you can go ahead and take the foreguard bracket off of the foreguard and set it aside for now. We're then going to go back through that hole with our 5/32" drill bit. So go ahead, put that in the drill and drill straight through right here. This is a pretty simple installation process. Doesn't take much time at all. I would say max probably 5 to 10 minutes. Installs really easy. So for this, you want to make sure your drill is on the lowest speed once you put that 1/2" chamfer bit in there. Because as you can see, our screw is kind of cupped. So we're actually going to do that on the back side of the plastic and just put a little cup in the plastic so that sits flush in there. And this actually makes it stronger, makes the plastic not bulge. So it only takes a few trigger presses. You don't want to press hard. You don't want to have a lot of pressure on it. As you can see, the drill is not really spinning that much. I'm just pressing it a few times just to get that little cup in there. You don't want to accidentally go all the way through, because then you'll have a 1/2" hole going through there and the foreguard bracket will not attach. So you want to make sure you put that in there just like that. And as you can see, it's this little cup right here. It's almost like a little bowl shape. Just sits right down in there, and that's what the head of the screw will sit down in. So we're going to go ahead and apply our red Loctite to the threads of our screw. We're going to take that screw, put it on our Phillips head screwdriver here, and we're going to go ahead and install the foreguard bracket. So you place the foreguard bracket on here and go ahead and tighten it up. One thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you do not tighten it too much to where the plastic is bulging out on the back side or on the front side of the foreguard too much. You want to make sure it's not, like a massive bulging out, like the plastic isn't changing colors or anything. You still want to get it pretty tight, but you don't want to have that plastic bulging. And then you want to let that Loctite sit for 24 hours. That Loctite will cure in there, and you'll be good to go after 24 hours with that. And that's how you install location 1 on the YZ250F 2016 to 20. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to our foreguard bracket location 2 installation. And on this particular foreguard for these particular bikes, for the YZ125 and YZ250, you're going to want to make sure that the part number on the side is the same, and you want to make sure that it says location number 2. The part number is going to be different for location 2 than it was from location 1, so don't get those mixed up. And included in this one, you're going to want to check the part number, make sure it's the same as the packaging. And included in this one is going to be the same screw, but there's going to be 2 bolts with this. There's going to be a short bolt and a long bolt. One is 20 millimeters and one is 25 millimeters. You will use the longer bolt for location 2. So you want to use that longer bolt. So I'm just going to set them both down for now. We're going to go ahead and grab our fork guard bracket. And we're just going to repeat the same process that we did for location 1. So this one lines up really easily, lines up really good. You just want to make sure that top part is flat on the fork guard. Fits right on that little groove of the Yamaha plastic right there. So we're just going to take our 1/8 inch drill bit once more. We're going to go ahead and put that in our drill, and we're just going to drill straight through the top of this fork guard bracket, making sure to hold it in place with our thumb. Don't get your fingers caught on the back side there. You don't want to send a drill bit through it at all. So we'll go ahead and take that fork guard bracket off, and then we're going to grab our 5/32 inch drill bit, and we're going to go ahead and drill straight through that hole that we did with our 1/8 inch drill bit. We're going to grab our 1/2 inch chamfer bit, remembering once again to put your drill on the lowest speed, because you don't want it to go through the plastic, and it only takes a few trigger presses. You're just barely pressing. You can always take away more if you need to, but you can't add more plastic. So less is better in this situation for now. Just make sure you got that little cup in there just like that for the screw head to fit into perfectly. We're going to take our screw. We're going to go ahead and apply our red Loctite to it. We're going to put it on our Phillips head screwdriver, and we're going to tighten it up. Again, making sure not to tighten it too tightly to the point where the plastic is bulging a bunch. You don't want that to happen. That'll weaken the plastic. You don't want that at all. If the plastic is bulging, you either tighten it too much, or if you need to tighten it really hard to get the screw head to sit into the plastic, you need to pull that screw out and take that 1/2 inch chamfer bit and actually chamfer it a little more. And once that's in, you're going to want to let that Loctite sit for 24 hours. We're going to grab our bolts. You're going to want to use the longer bolt for location 2. The reason why we put 2 bolts in there is because that part number for location 2 also goes on a few other bikes that we have, and some of them do use the shorter bolt. So you're going to use that longer bolt. It's 25 millimeters. And then in the center one, you're actually going to use the 20 millimeter bolt that came with it. And that will fit perfectly right there. And those are going to be your 2 new fork guard bolts right there. So you can put your other fork guard bolts in your toolbox and keep for later.